Again, she worried. If Miss Tompkins is still here, what can I say to explain coming back? She couldn't think of anything that wouldn't be a lie. And she couldn't say Jack had dared her to touch the doll. That would get them both in trouble. She pushed the door open wider, an inch at a time, until she could see the entire room. Her breath whooshed out in a sigh of relief. No one was there. She hurried past the still warm wood stove to the teacher's desk at the front. The wooden box holding Emily Grace with her wicker suitcase was no longer on top of Miss Tompkins' desk. Lexie went around the desk to look at the closed drawers, picturing the box in her mind. Would it fit in a drawer? Or was it too big? After an uneasy glance toward the hall, she tried the large bottom drawer. It slid out, but held only notebooks. She closed it quickly, then remembered the storage closet at the back of the room. She darted over. The round glass knob turned in her hand. The door squeaked open. After another glance toward the hall, she slipped inside and reached up to pull the chain to the light bulb. No one was going to cut off her hand, but if she was caught, she could expect a good scolding. Miss Tompkins never used the paddle the way some teachers did, but Grandma might hear about it. Grandma had strong ideas about proper behavior. Where was Emily Grace? Boxes and stacks of books and papers crowded the shelves, along with a few old slates for writing. The box with the doll was not among them. She took Emily Grace home so nobody would touch her, the words burst from Lexie. She could almost see Miss Tompkins leaving the school with the box under one arm. And Jack must have known that, the skunk. His dare was one more way to get rid of her. Jack would do almost anything to avoid walking from school with her and getting teased by his friends. In the 3 months since she'd moved here from Seattle to live with her grandparents, Jack's mother and Grandma Lewis had insisted they walk together. They seemed to think one of those fast-moving motor cars would run right over her without Jack along. As if she'd run in front of an automobile after what had happened to Papa. Lexie took a deep breath, turned out the light in the storeroom, and walked toward the front porch. As she neared the open door, a girl's voice said clearly, "Don't tell Lexie Lewis." Lexie moved nearer. Louise Wilkins stood on the porch with her friend, Alma Miller, whose father worked in Mr. Wilkins' department store. "You know how she is," Louise added, "always trying to be the best. Anyway, it's a secret. Nobody's supposed to know yet." "You'll win that trip to San Fransisco, Louise," Alma said, as if her father's job depended on her agreeing with his boss's daughter. "I just know you'll write the best letter, the one chosen to go to Japan with Emily Grace." "But don't tell Lexie," Louise warned again. Letters? All the girls in the class were writing letters, hoping theirs would be chosen to go with the doll. None of the boys were interested in a festival just for girls, even one far away in Japan. When Miss Tompkins had asked if any of the boys would like to write a letter, Ollie Johnson had made a joke of the kind they might write. "She'll be a good citizen. She won't spit or make rude noises at the table." All the boys laughed and began making noises. Miss Tompkins rang her handbell loudly for silence and didn't invite them again. Nothing had been said about a trip to San Fransisco, though. Lexie knew she wasn't likely to learn anything from Louise and Alma. Those two had made moving to Portland, Oregon, away from Mama, even harder than it had to be. Still, she had to ask. Lexie stalked onto the porch. "Don't tell me what?" Both girls looked up. Louise tossed back her perfectly bobbed hair. "You don't need to know, dog breath." Dog breath. She was never going to live down eating a cookie after Jack had let a dog lick it. When she'd learned the truth and rinsed her mouth again and again in the fountain, Jack had walked home without her. Jack Harmon had a lot to answer for. "Why would you care what we're talking about?" Alma asked. "You're not going to San Fransisco. Your own mother doesn't want you. Ouch!" Louise must have pinched her for mentioning San Francisco.